Here are the most effortless ways you can learn a language put on a tier list. In S tier, we have the most effortless ways, and in F tier, we have the things that require the most effort, the things that are really, really hard. And keep in mind, this isn't based on if they're effective or not. This is purely based on how easy it is to be exposed to the language using this particular method. And first we have Duolingo. And Duolingo is actually a really great way to be exposed to your language. It's pretty effortless, and for that reason, I'm going to put it in A tier. Not S tier, because I wouldn't call Duolingo fun. It's definitely not enjoyable, but I wouldn't say it's fun. It's easy to open up your phone, open up Duolingo, do a lesson or two. That's easy. But I'm going to reserve S tier for things that I would consider fun, and Duolingo just doesn't fall there. Next up on our list, we have getting a private tutor or conversation practice. And I would say that this is definitely not the most enjoyable thing, but I wouldn't say I don't look forward to it if I do have it. Because I think it's very hard. It requires a lot of bravery, to throw yourself out there like that and make mistakes right in front of somebody. But it isn't really terrible because you know that you'll improve a lot. So I would say it's somewhere in the middle of the road. But because I don't find it outright enjoyable and I have to push myself a little to speak their native language, I would put this in C tier. Now that I'm thinking on it a little bit more, I'm going to put conversation practice and private tutoring in D tier, just because it does take a lot of effort to go and knowingly go out of your way to make mistakes with somebody. So just for that reason alone, I'm going to put it in D tier, because it's hard to get yourself to go out and do that. I am now on to flashcards, and I think flashcards go in C tier, because it's not the worst thing in the world. You're by yourself, you don't have to worry about making mistakes in front of other people, but they are flashcards. Some people geek out over flashcards, some people love them, but and they are very effective if you use them in the right manner, but I wouldn't call them exactly fun. Like, if I was bored, I wouldn't go out and try to do it. In regards to other things on this list so far, I think C tier is a great spot for flashcards. Additionally, I wouldn't put it any higher than C tier because you also have to go out and make flashcards, which does require a bit of effort. Next, we have going out and getting a college degree, F tier. This requires an obscene amount of effort, at least 4 years of intensive classes. It's tough. It's tough doing this in school. I never did it, but I've just graduated this year and it was hard. College is hard, fun fact. And if you get a college degree in a language, then good luck to you, because it's not going to be easy and you will have to work a lot. It's not effortless whatsoever. You really put yourself out there and study a lot. So for that reason, I feel like it's an obvious F tier. Next up on the list is traveling. There are two trains of thought here for traveling. Either traveling super fun and the cost of doing it, like getting your visa, that's mostly it. Getting your visa, plane tickets, hotel planning, all that stuff is fun for you and you enjoy it in the end. Or there's the other school of thought that because of all the preparation that you have to do, it does require a lot of effort. And I'm going to go with that category. I think it's a lot of effort to plan a trip, especially if it's out of the country and you need a visa. So for that reason, I would say it's not as intensive as going to college and graduating, because that takes 4 years. I'm planning a Brazil trip and it'll take me less than a year. So is it really like that much more compared to a 4-year degree? No. For that reason, I would say it requires a considerable amount of effort because you do have to leave where you live, and for that reason it goes in F tier. I would not call it very accessible. Next up, we have reading. Reading can be very enjoyable, but it takes a long time to get to a point where you actually like to read in another language, because it's so different, especially if you have a different script. Like, I'm learning Thai right now and I'm not very good at it, but reading it's so hard because it's so different from English. With Swahili, I'm also learning Swahili. With Swahili, at least, everything is Romanized. So I'm like, okay, I can sound out all the words. I cannot do that with Thai. So the barrier to entry is quite high on this one. I would say it's harder than Duolingo. Duolingo is much easier to whip out and do it. And Again, two schools of thought. Either reading is better than flashcards because it's more enjoyable, or the activation energy on reading is much higher than doing flashcards, so it's lower than flashcards. I'm going to go with the first school of thought. I think that because reading can be so enjoyable and so many people love reading, the only caveat is you have to be good at it. I would say because of that, I would put it in B tier. Or there's the other school of thought where reading and flashcards are basically the same thing, except reading requires more energy because you also have to include grammar. So I'm actually going to keep them in the same tier. I don't think it's B tier. I think it's C tier. And I think that reading requires more effort than doing flashcards, but less effort than conversation practice. Next is ChatGPT, using a chatbot to help you learn a language. This is definitely higher than flashcards because you can ask it to explain itself. Like, hey, I don't understand this grammar concept. Can you explain it to me? And that is amazing. But it isn't as easy to do on the go like Duolingo is. So I would either put it in A tier or B tier, and I'm thinking B tier just because Duolingo is more structured, and I think it's more organized than ChatGPT. Because ChatGPT, you need to give it a prompt and know how to use it. I think that decreases the accessibility, and I think that makes it B tier. Next, we have learning via a grammar book. This goes in F tier for sure, but I'm going to put it above going to college because you have to do that in college anyways. So yeah, don't use a grammar book to learn a language. It sucks. It's hard. It's dry. It's boring. It's soul-sucking because grammar is not very fun to learn. Fun fact. So for that reason, I'm going to put an F tier. Next up is our first S tier of the video, and that's music. Music is a wonderful thing, and many people enjoy music. Almost everybody enjoys music. So if you just flip it into your target language, you'll find songs that you'll like, and it'll be a great time. It's not very effective in my opinion, but this tier list isn't about that. It's about how easily you can jump into and be exposed to your language. So for that reason, it is going in S tier. Next up, we have gaming. Gaming is also S tier because video games are fun. It's very easy to jump into a video game, and I know many people have learned English by playing video games. So not only is it very fun, but it's also effective. It works, and for that reason, I'm putting it in the highest spot of F tier, the highest spot of S tier, because you simply can't beat something as engaging as video games. Next up, we have Pimsleur. Pimsleur is an auditory app where you just listen and you repeat phrases back to nobody. And what makes Pimsleur so great is that you can use it when you do menial tasks, such as driving or working out or cleaning or cooking. You can do it without eating up any time, and that makes it incredibly accessible. But I'm going to preface this halfway into the rant. I've never used Pimsleur, so I can't say for certain if it's boring, but my guess is it's going to be a little bit boring, a lot less engaging than Duolingo would be. I would equate it to a podcast that seems like it's going to get interesting any minute now, is how I would think about it. So for that reason, I want to put Duolingo ahead of it, but I still want to keep it high up on the tier list, so it goes one spot below Duolingo in A tier. Next up, we have lesson-based applications for learning languages such as Rosetta Stone and Babbel, and I've also never used these, but what makes them accessible is the fact that they're incredibly well structured. Things like ChatGPT don't have that. And although ChatGPT is more versatile, it takes a little bit more skill to use than purchasing Babbel or Rosetta Stone. So for that reason, I'm going to put Rosetta Stone higher than ChatGPT, but I'm also going to keep it in the same tier because it's simply not as fun. It takes a little bit more effort to sit down and access these resources than it does for Pimsleur and Duolingo. So I'm putting Rosetta Stone and obviously Babbel in high B tier. Lastly, we have watching movies, which if you have a keen eye, you would have noticed that I did insert that during filming because I forgot about it before setting up for this. But watching movies is a great way to learn a language. You learn a lot, it's easy, it's fun. The hardest part is finding the movies. So for that reason, I'm putting it in S tier, But at the bottom of S tier, because I think that listening to music is more fun, because if you watch movies in your target language, it's harder to find ones that you like, and you may not know what's going on as well. But still miles above Duolingo and Pimsleur. Alright, I'm gonna look at the list and see if anything needs changing, so I'll be back in a second. Nope, I don't think anything needs changing because I'm simply too good at making tier lists, and you all should be jealous. If you like this video, I have another tier list video you'll probably like, and it's the best ways to learn a language, so a lot more useful, perhaps. If you're really serious about learning languages, you'd like that one. I have a whole bunch of videos on how to learn languages on my channel. Check them out. If you like the content, then I'm happy for you. Take it easy. Have a great life. Ciao.